What's up, everybody? Dark1985. There's levels to this. All right, guys, check this out, man. So, as you guys know, my family was here visiting me. They're gone now, unfortunately. But while they were here, we played games and stuff. And by far, the system of choice, or the system that was definitely getting the most play while everybody was here, was the Nintendo Switch. And that's simply because we have three of them, right? Juju's got a Switch Lite, Pokedu's got a Switch OLED, and then I got the regular Switch. But Nintendo stays winning. And one of the reasons why I believe that the Steam Deck doesn't hold a chance competing against the Nintendo Switch, regardless of whether or not you think they're trying to compete. I know a lot of people, for whatever reason, try to say, no, they're not trying to compete. I saw somebody leave a comment and they said, is a Hummer trying to compete with a Toyota? And it's like, because they're both cars. And it's like, in essence, yes. In essence, yes. It's still a vehicle which someone is going to purchase so they can use to drive. That's like saying, is the NBA competing against the NFL? For sports ratings, yes. But obviously, what would compete with the NFL would probably be whatever Canada's football league is. You know what I mean? Something like that. But it's still competition. So for someone to look at two portable hand devices and be like they're not competing against each other, to me it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for people to be like they're not competing against each other. It literally it annoys me. It annoys me for people to think that way. The Steam Deck is not competing with the Steam Deck is competing with it. Like how like what? If that's the argument, then you could say the Xbox is not competing with the PS5, right? The Xbox Series X console is not competing with the PS5 because it's for different demographics. Like, be quiet. They're competing against each other. Anyways, the reason the Switch is gonna destroy the Steam Deck is for one simple reason, and I realize this. Okay, Nintendo figured out that when you go from your home experience to your handheld experience, you want it to be as equal as possible. You want the experience to be the same as possible. I don't even know how else to say that. Now, the cloud and streaming does a good job of doing that because the cloud streams whatever game you're playing, right? And you get to use that exact controller that you're using if you wish. Okay? The problem with the cloud is that it's iffy, right? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Another problem with the cloud is what are you streaming at? So on the Xbox Series X, if you're playing a game at 4K 60, you're not going to be playing it at 4K 60 on the cloud. That's a problem. So the Steam Deck, mainly for PC gamers. Some people said the Steam Deck is for an adult demographic. The Switch is aimed at kids. It's aimed at gamers, period, right? But here we go. The Steam Deck, mostly aimed at PC gamers, right? Someone that has Steam or someone that's going to start buying games on Steam, right? That's why it's called the Steam Deck. Okay, you're playing with a high-end rig, okay? And you're a PC gamer used to the best of the best. And you want me to believe that you're going to be able or you're going to be okay with downgrading your experience to play it on the go. You may be perfectly well be okay, but that's going to be your last resort. You're not going to do that willingly. You're going to do that because that's the only way for you to play this game. The difference between the Steam Deck and the Nintendo Switch is that you legitimately can get a very similar experience whether or not you're playing on your big screen TV or you're playing on your handheld. And Nintendo is so smart that when it came time to upgrade their console, instead of giving us 4K or whatever we thought we wanted, Nintendo said, okay, so now people are buying OLED TVs. So they're playing their 1080p games on an OLED screen. Well, you know what? When they go on the go, let's give them an OLED screen. Oh my God, Nintendo, you are genius. You are genius. And that's why when you're playing Super Mario Odyssey in handheld mode, It's the same experience, just as smooth, just as clean, just as crisp. The colors look just as good as when I dock it and I play on my 1080p monitor. Just as clean, just as crisp, just as good, just as smooth. Identical. When I play Forza Horizon 5 on xCloud, it is not the identical experience when I'm playing on my 4K TV or when I'm playing on my monitor. It is not. It is way better to play it on my monitor and way better to play it on my TV. Definitely better. So, with that being said, Nintendo Switch, I I don't see anything threatening this thing anytime soon. And maybe that's why Microsoft and Sony decided not exactly to go the handheld route because they knew that what the Nintendo Switch did is revolutionary. If you don't think so, think about this. The Nintendo Switch was a console that competed against the PS4 and the Xbox One. In this generation, it is still competing with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what does. Number one, gameplay is king. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Gameplay is king. And number two, if it works, it works. And that's why Nintendo's out here being able to charge whatever they want pretty much. And we just keep buying it. So for all of you that were playing Nintendo Switch games docked on an OLED screen, now if you have a Nintendo Switch OLED, your experience is again almost identical. It's done like that with a purpose. Whether you dock it or take it on the go, the game is essentially the same. That's smart. Steam Deck, that's not going to be the case. For most of you, when you play whatever game you have on Steam on your Steam Deck, it's going to be a downgrade. Are you sure you're going to be okay with that? Doc Dog 1985, there's levels to this. We out. Peace.